Yeah, I just kind of felt compelled to just record another message. Today it's 4/18/2022, 7:35 p.m. my time, and look, the knowledge gap in this country is ridiculous. I don't know how many freaking circus clowns exist that have a voice in large audiences that have no idea of what our system is, how it became this way, and what to do about it. I've been observing off and on all day just different media messages from clowns that have been asking questions and discovering things that we knew 10 years ago. And they still don't have a clue where it leads. Look, how do I break through to you to make you aware of a system that is the complete opposite, inverse, perverse of what we were all taught this country is supposed to be and how we expect it to function? Look, we've all been to the casino, right? We all know what the odds are. We all know what the risk is. We all know that in the event that we can't, put a streak together and we don't walk away at the right time and we blow ourselves up, okay, that was the risk we took. There's obviously people that have gambling problems that actually never know when to stop or know what their limit is. And okay, they go through problems and hardships and probably wipe out their families and create all sorts of turmoil that they're responsible for themselves. But the house, you got to figure, he's got this understanding of calculus, of human nature, of what people do, and that they go off on the edge, but they back it, right? And that's the risk reward of capitalism. If you're going to have a house, and they're going to have millions of bets that are placed every day, all day, 24 hours a day, and they're pumping oxygen, and they're giving you free drinks, and they're doing this, they're trying to tilt the table, but I think we all have an assumption that there's a percentage of risk that we're going to lose or win, and that's upon us. But when you find out that the casino, the house, made all sorts of bets, that they knew the answers and the outcomes long before you sat at that table, and then you find out that they bet on the entirety of the entire casino to ultimately fail, and they failed in the process, but then there's no failure for them. That it's a complete backstop, no matter what, from your government. That's like, go ahead, freaking steal from them all day, every day. And then we're going to take a piece of the grift. It's looting. And we're talking about every day, who did what, when, and how. We're talking about, things like, okay, what happened in COVID world? Or, oh my God, it's Biden, or it's Trump, or it's World War III. And it's these are all huge problems and situations, but they're all manifestations of what I've been trying to teach you and to open your brain to, so that the 1 in 10 of you who aren't a coward, who actually care about this country and care about the country functioning the way it's supposed to be, because you don't like rigged games, you don't like setups, you don't like the mob running the show, and you like people who do well and actually work in this world and do things to perfection, that they have a chance to go ahead and provide for their families, instead of get freaking spit out in a set-up rigged game to send them through the meat grinder. And then ultimately to know that our courts are like nod and wink, that it's okay, because their paychecks coming from the same fools that basically set everybody up, because they've got a freaking pipeline to the central bank that they control. Now, is this the first time you're listening to me and you're like, well, who is this guy? Look, I'm Patrick Lovell. I'm the producer of a 5-part series called The Con, that tens of millions of people should see yesterday and every day, until they get their heads around the fact that we've got the largest criminal conspiracy and cover-up in history that never ended. It's 29 trillion times bigger than Watergate. It's trillions upon trillions of times bigger than Contragate or anything else that's ever happened. And our entire media is filled with such idiots that they don't care that we've got a story that literally saw somewhere in the vicinity of 50 to 300 million people get devastated by a freaking criminal racket. They don't give a shit about you. They're pissing on your head, telling you it's rain. It's like George Carlin said, it's a big club and you're not in it. Why am I shouting? I don't want to shout. I don't want to shout. I want to live a normal life. I want to live a life of integrity. I want to live a life in a country where the rule of law is the rule of law. I want to live in a country where we don't spend trillions of dollars on these ass clowns that are pulling the wool over your eyes. And then they own the courts. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, I thought I hated bin Laden, to be honest with you. This is insanity, what we're allowing to happen. And the fact that Biden can stumble into whatever this and that and maybe show some good stuff on this and that, but at the same time he's not Trump, great. But he's been part of 4 decades of the Wall Street meritocracy revolving door Ivy League that basically parked a whole lot of stuff in Delaware. Okay, so that's side of the house. I mean, don't get me started on Clinton's and everything that's been revealed since, but are you kidding me? I'm a progressive liberal guy. Trump is Jesus Christ. I mean, he's an abomination. But this guy got to be where he is because the other side just thought, you know what? Let's just play it by Wall Street's rules and let's see how it works out. Because Alan Greenspan thought at some point, and he was the ultimate grifter when it comes to so-called deregulation and let the markets figure it out. Oh yeah, they figured it out all right, Greenspan. Alan Greenspan, the former chair of the Federal Reserve, literally it was incumbent upon him to make sure this didn't happen, but instead, the Federal Reserve spent $29 freaking trillion in 2009 to bail out people that they then used the courts to destroy people. Think about that. Did you have your life devastated by 2008? Did you? Do you know somebody who did? Do you know somebody who lost their lives? How about suicides? How about homelessness? Did it just end there? No, it just kept going on. And it's been going on. And it's not going to stop until you figure it out. I'm shouting to get your attention because everybody else is full of shit. You don't believe me? Check out our work at www.thecon.tv. Check me out on Patrick Lovell Truth Bombs the Con on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. If you don't like me, tell me what you think there. But compare me every single day to everybody who's talking about stuff that's just basically rolling around in circles. They don't get the freaking system. They don't understand that we have corruption that rules the roost. And if they do, they don't know the details. And if they want the details, they're looking 10 years ago. It's stupidity. It's monstrous stupidity at all levels of the game. And the higher you go in the apex, it's just ego and bullshit. And nobody cares about this goddamn country. They don't care about liberty and justice for all. They don't care about the integrity of law. And I know millions upon millions of you do. I know millions upon millions of you go to your job, you do it exactly the way you should, because you know if you don't do it the way you should, you're probably going to get fired. And you do it honestly, but you do it honestly because you teach your kids honesty. And you want to do it honestly, and you want to do a good job. Except for those that get pulled into the level of corruption. And then you basically nod and wink and turn your head because you don't want to get fired. Except for all the whistleblowers that we found in the kind that put their lives on the line to save you. There are heroes in this country. There's probably tens of millions of heroes in this country. They just need to wake up to what I'm trying to bring to you because we're on the same team. If you're on the team of liberty and justice for all and the integrity of law and bad guy criminals going to jail and having all of those ill-gotten gains ripped from them, then you want to pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm Patrick Lovell, and I approve this message.